I want to talk to you about reference selling. Now, I know that the idea of providing your prospects with a reference or two probably isn't anything new to you, but I'm going to share with you an entirely different perspective on reference selling. This concept is so powerful and so effective that when you use it properly, it almost constitutes an unfair advantage. We're going to start off with a little bit of theory here, but if you want to create an unfair advantage against your competitors, stay with me on this one. Social psychologists have identified a phenomenon that they call social proof. Simply stated, it means that when people are unsure of how to behave in a given situation, they look at the behavior exhibited in a similar situation by others who they perceive to be like themselves. By definition, your small or medium-sized business client is someone who is unsure of how to behave. He or she is in the process of deciding among various solutions, and yours is one of them. The question then is, how can you use the concept of social proof to guide your prospect to the right decision? The answer is to give them examples of other businesses just like theirs, that made the decision to use your company and its products and services. The principle involved here is very different from the way that most salespeople use references. Most salespeople use references in a sales situation in the same way that they use references on a resume. They give one or two references for the purpose of establishing that they can, in fact, deliver a satisfactory result. If they're giving references for network installation, for example, they'll pick the one or two clients who had the most technically challenging network with the idea that these are the best references to demonstrate their expertise. Using references to trigger the phenomenon of social proof, however, the key is not the quality of the references per se. Rather, it's the number of references you provide and the degree to which the profile of the references match up with the profile of the prospect. Remember, social proof means that a prospect responds most strongly to references from other similar businesses. In other words, if you're selling a network to a small retailer, your most powerful references will be other small retailers, not the large manufacturing plant that you networked last month, even though that might seem to be a marquee type of reference. The other key, as I mentioned, is the number of references you provide. Social proof becomes overwhelmingly powerful when you create a bandwagon effect, one reference after another. If you think about the way that references are used in late-night infomercials, you'll see exactly what I mean. First of all of the so-called testimonials come from ordinary people who the audience can relate to. Also, there are always lots and lots of testimonials. They create a cumulative effect that's almost irresistible. You can use these same principles to achieve the same effect. Use lots of references, not just one or two, and make sure that your references match up with your prospects. Your goal should be to build a reference list into every sales presentation you give or every proposal that you deliver. The next question, of course, is how can I get the references that I need? Here's the simple formula. About a week after each installation, call up your client and ask if they're pleased with the job that you did and your company did. Did the installation go smoothly? Were they pleased with the training? Are they happy with their new system? Now, if they say no, then you're better off than you were before because you've uncovered a problem that you might not have otherwise known about. You now have a chance to fix it. When they say yes, though, your response should be, I'm glad to hear that. You know, I do a lot of my work on the basis of referrals and references. Would you mind if I used your name as a reference when I'm talking to other clients? What you'll find when you ask this question is that the overwhelming majority of clients will be happy to say yes, especially after they just told you that they're pleased with the work you did. And don't be surprised if you pick up a few referrals along the way. If you use this formula, you'll soon find that you have all the references you need to take advantage of social proof and tap the true power of reference selling.